to the Indie Wrestling Guy with your hosts, the Hall of Fame referee, JHawk, the not-so-mysterious benefactor, JGold, and the legendary Charly Butters.
Well, as you can hear, I am back from a hiatus. Sorry, I missed the Aspen interview. Out sick with some sort of flu. My kid was projectile vomiting all over the house, and then, of course, I got it last week. And
yeah, that mermaid flu.
Yeah, it's gross. She threw up in the heating ducts. So my wife, I was at Captain America because, of course, I was, and my wife's like, Harper just threw up, and I'm like, oh, I'm not there. Do you need me to come over? She's like, every 10 minutes, she's like, she threw up again. It's in the grates. Like she had to take all the grates off and clean. I'm like, thank God I am not there.
No.
Yeah. Disgusting. But that weekend I did go to the JCup. I ended up going on Sunday, not on Saturday. I had something going on Saturday, so I couldn't make it Saturday night. But Sunday I went with Bagelmonger, and the two of us sat up top. And, the JCup is a great tournament. It's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, you can really feel who's going to win. Mm-hmm. Did I think Masha with her TNA title and last year's JCup title, because she's the Jersey Championship Wrestling champion, and her title is on the line in every match. Mm-hmm. So did you think she was going to lose the belt to Rich Swann? Probably not. Did you think she was going to lose it to, one of those other dudes, Mr. Danger, or the guy who does the Swanton 360, or the other dude from Japan, Kevin, whatever his name is? Probably not. So, that was the only problem. You knew that they were booking themselves into a corner. And I will say, and I think I tell you guys this every time, that building is the best. There's nothing better than sitting up top. We were sitting next to Willow Nightingale. I'm going to say this. Willow Nightingale is stunning. I was like a sheepish little boy when she walked by me.
Right.
Every time. Yes. But she's small. And I didn't realize she presents much taller and bigger on TV. She's small. She's like a tiny little thing. Mm-hmm. They all are.
That's it's one of those things you don't realize until you see her in person, and she's just she's even more stunning in person than she is on TV, and she's such a sweetheart. I love her so much.
Yeah, and then I give full marks to Fuego del Sol because he was there really early. He was selling merch. Every time there was a break, he goes out there and sets up his entire to-do. Sure, he might have made one sale, but you know what? We all remember Colt, what he would talk about on his podcast. If you get one guy to give you $15, you did your job. I will say that dude, Gabe Kidd, he has made it. I am a fan. He has made him and Mance. That was the sickest stuff I've ever seen for a partial match. I won't even call it a full match because it didn't end. They went outside and they showed some of it on the TV. They were out there fighting each other. But to go that way and just setting up something else is a little disappointing because Gabe Kidd, wow. He just commands an audience. His pal Clark Connors was there. I don't get anything out of Clark Connors. I think he stinks, as far as, whatever. But good matches. Then, of course, getting sick. I'm assuming one of the gross ones from, maybe it was Mittens. I don't know. Somebody from GCW got me sick. But but yeah, that was the end of that. And then all last week I was laid up and couldn't get out of bed. So, but I did start Reacher season 3, which is fantastic. I got through the first 2 episodes and I'm savoring them. In case anybody wants to know my reviews, I'm sure you don't. It's awesome. I love that show.
I've been watching The Rookie.
Oh yeah, I saw you.
Nathan Fillion. I love that show. That's
the
good.
ABC procedural drama, The Rookie.
Brother, it is not what you think. It is very different than because that's what I thought too. I'm like, oh, it's just like a cop procedural. Yeah. But there's always gunfights in it. There's crazy shit that happens that I wouldn't expect on a basic ABC show. Yeah. There's some really subtle comedy bits in it that are really funny. It's just. It hits all the right notes, and there's so many episodes. There's 7 seasons. I'm like, this is the perfect show. Whoa.
There's 7 seasons of The Rookie?
Sir. Yes, sir.
I thought that show started 2 years ago.
No, there's that. And it's I think it's the FBI Rookie or something like that. There's a whole spinoff now of it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is it doesn't feel like it's been around to act long. Like it pretty much started as soon as Cackle ended, and it's basically been Nathan Fillion playing the same character for 15 years now.
Yes. Oh, by the way,
Nathan Fillion's great in the role. By the way, I'm not knocking that when I say that, but.
By the way, I forgot to mention at the JCup, Matt Justice won one of these like 6 ways to get like a shot at the title, but he came out in like his church pants and regular shoes to wrestle, and everyone was like, "What do you do? Lose his gear? He's been here for 2 days. Why is he in church pants?" So I sent him a DM saying, "Why were you in your church pants?" And he still hasn't written me back, but I'm hoping that he can shine a little light on why he looked like he just came from like a baptism or a bar mitzvah. I don't know why he was wearing those pants to wrestle. But yeah, back to the rookie. Yes, I thought that show actually started like 2 years ago. Like it reminds me of like 911 on Fox or like one of those.
I'd see clips on TikTok every so often, and I'm just like, I need to watch this. And finally, I was like, oh, it's on Hulu, and there's 7 seasons. Well, let's go.
He's playing what's his name, the Green Lantern in that Superman movie, right?
Jordan, yeah.
Does anyone love superhero movies more than Nathan Fillion? He's like, I'll do anything. He's like, you want me to play some like just squid? I'll do it. What do you want me to play? I just love that shit.
Dude, I can't wait for the John Cena Peacemaker come back.
Yeah.
I fucking love me some Peacemaker.
Hell yeah. I'm all in on all those shows, but you know me, I'll watch anything. I'm just jumping on everything as it comes.
I did watch Companion yesterday.
Any good?
It was pretty fun. I really liked it.
That's on streaming, right? You don't have to go to the theaters for that.
It's available through Vudu, like to rent, and it's expensive, but I obviously pirated it. So
yeah, allegedly.
Yeah,
we don't know about that over here. Well, I just saw. Oh yeah, so I ended up seeing Captain America 3 times last week.
Jesus,
in the theater.
You're really trying to help Marvel out, man. You're a Marvel shill.
I am.
All these bad reviews, I got to go see it 3 more times for him. Come on, Feige, come on. I'm helping you.
It wasn't bad. It was. I actually enjoyed it. It was a lot like I think all the Captain America movies are like espionage meets Marvel, and like this one was more like Jack Ryan meets Marvel. Like the one before that was more like the Night Agent. I like that. I think, and I was enjoying it. However, there were 2 horrendous CGI scenes at the end of the movie, and people will see it, and you'll go, yeah. It looked like he was doing it on his own. Like it looked like they were like, Anthony Mack, you got to come back just before the movie launches, like the day before the movie comes out. They're like, we need you to do one more scene in front of this green screen if you don't mind. And like, it took me out of the whole movie for about a minute and a half. I kept watching, going, and. They keep showing, so he's standing in front of whoever the person is. So she's standing there, but her arms are at her side. So they're not moving, right? So they're like this. And they don't move. They don't move the whole time. And he's talking. And every time they cut back to him, the arms are in the exact same spot. So you know that they just green screened the whole thing and they filmed her just standing there with her hands at her side. It took me right out of the movie. I'm like, this is horrendous. But yes, I did see that 3 times. Yep. So... And we're getting on, but look, there was not a whole lot of wrestling. We have some Elimination Chamber this weekend, but we're getting into like the March months where there's going to be a ton of wrestling. So at least we'll have that to talk about. But for this week, we can focus on the fact that I had projectile vomit in the vents and I saw Captain America 3 times. Oh, and I did On the Mark, by the way. I did On the Mark wrestling podcast with Kyle last week from the Wrestling Network, the Main Event Wrestling Network, and that was a lot of fun. And I'm going to be on the Mixer on Saturday doing the Elimination Chamber talk. So it's cool they invite us back on and we get a chance to kind of promote our brand as well.
Jared, they're taking JGold away from us slowly but surely.
Yeah, you know what? It's a totally different world with them because it's TV wrestling and we don't talk about any of that stuff. So yeah, it's good. It's good to be well-rounded,
You even have a whole different video set up for them.
They do. It's all them. They have a whole. I turn it around because I want to make sure that my wrestling toys are shown when I work with them, and then with us, I want to make sure all my wrestling pictures and my plaque are on the wall when I work with us. This room's got all sorts of uses. It's 6x6, but I could do a whole bunch in it.
Shout outs, Zach, Andrew, and of course Patty.
Patty, you are the best. Patty, you're the best. Thanks for checking in on me last week, too.
Yeah, she's been busy checking in on all of us. We've all been sick.
Yeah.
Patty was way too interested in my history of getting photos from female fans. Throw that out
there. Well, I think we're all a little interested in that. I'd like to see some photos, sending nudies to the Hall of Fame ref.
Because I'm being good boy. I'm being good boy. I ain't say nothing.
What's on this weekend?
All right, I'm going to do something a little different this week here. There were a series of show 30-ish years ago called Maccabi Mania that were sold on DVD at Walmart for like $1. And they're actually doing a third one now for whatever reason. It's going to be a fundraiser to send the fencing team over to the Maccabi Games in Israel.
Yeah, the Maccabi Games. Yes. That was, yes, Maccabi Games. Yep. Go ahead.
All right, so their show is Sunday at 1 o'clock, Sunday, March 2nd. And it's going to take place at the Livingston, New Jersey High School. The main event, the Mighty Maccabi, the World Maccabi champion, defending his championship in his retirement match against Crowbar.
Oh, shit.
And Ken Patera will be in the Mighty Maccabi corner for that one. Also on the card, Michael Mark against Rick Recon, GKM against Ray Calitri, tag team action, Sensitive Slaughter versus The Now, Luigi Primo against Anthony the A-Player, Joe Clean against Alex Ryman, The Patriot against Prince, I'm going to butcher this name here, Aknakatan.
I have no idea.
The Colt Cabana Boom Boom Challenge, King Kalua against Doink the Clown. No, I do not know who's portraying Doink the Clown. A couple of awards will be given out. Johnny Rod will receive a Lifetime Achievement Award. And Tommy and Eric Rosenberg will receive the Classy Freddy Blasky Pencil Neck Geek Award.
You got to send me this. You have it on paper. You got to text me that when you're done.
Yeah, I've got a copy of the poster.
That's right next to my brother's place, so I can go out there on Sunday. That's cool.
Yeah. Special guest will be the influencer Brian Gain, because this will be airing live on Brian Gain's Wrestling with Regret YouTube channel. That is 1 o'clock Sunday, March 2nd.
Nice. So 8 o'clock, I'm going on the IWTV side because of this is also going to bleed into our ETU coverage. This Saturday, March 1st, 8 p.m. from Boston, Massachusetts, it's No Holds Barred ICW, No Holds Barred number 69. It is Waves and Curls versus the Pillars, Tank versus Little Mean Kathleen. Versus the Pillars versus Tank and Little Mean Kathleen. So that is a ridiculous match to start. Matt Tremont versus our very own Kaplan, which should be rad. Kogar Brothers versus the Bev and a mystery partner. Nathan Mowry versus Alex Stretch. And the main event, Sadaka versus Cruel. And for anybody who's going to be listening on IWTV, our very own friend of the show, Struggles, and Jack Solomon are going to be calling that show. And Bagelmonger's going up with them. And it's going to be a ETU road trip to Boston, Massachusetts for the day to go to No Holds Barred. So if you get a chance, watch that. Also, again, check me out on Saturday night for the main event mixer for the Elimination Chamber as well. There's tons to watch this weekend.
And while you're in there watching JGold, just keep making fun of him until he decides he doesn't want to do it no more.
There are people who write in and do make fun of me, so you never know.
Weekly reminder, 880 Wrestling, Thursday Night Fights, 8 p.m. on YouTube, indiewrestling.us. Future dates you need to know, March 8th, Enjoy Wrestling, Dearly Beloved. Tickets on sale now through Ticketmaster. And Neo Pro Wrestling Remix Volume 1, March 14th, 2025. NeoProTix.com for tickets.
Doing a review.
So this time around, we are reviewing Enjoy Wrestling Get Warmer. Took place December 28, 2024, the Mr. Small Theater in Millvale, Pennsylvania. And Enjoy doing it a little differently this time around. Instead of doing 3 one-hour episodes, they did it all in one 3-hour block.
That's what I was going to ask you guys. They didn't do this wasn't part of their season, then I see.
No, they decided to just release it all at once instead of the individual episodes. It was easier to produce that way. And they also, when you were there live, they also did no intermission. It was literally all filmed all together. There was no intermission, which will be changed this on March 8th, as they will have an intermission to set up for the wedding. So
I like very much a wrestling show without an intermission. I don't think a 3-hour show needs an intermission. Just run with it and let people stay up, because you lose so many people sometimes at the intermission as far as energy goes. So I definitely like a show that doesn't have an intermission.
For there, towards the end, people started to get really burnt out. Plus, people had a hard because it's so limited with the space to be able to sell merch. So like people had a hard time being able to try to sell merch.
Oh,
so like usually people do it in shifts. Like there's some people out there when it first starts, then there's some people at intermission, and then there's some people after the show. And doing it like that, there was only some people at the beginning, and then there was no time to buy anything until either you looked out there, saw somebody you wanted to go see, and you tried to go out there and do something during a match, or you waited until after the show, and then it was all dependent on who was there, if they had to leave and get their flight or whatever. So
you were there. You guys were there. Does everybody do merch or what?
Not everybody, but a majority do. I mean, usually there's like whoever the bigger names are always out there. Yeah. Obviously Mikey had all his stuff set up when we first got there. So yeah.
Now sorry, JHawk. Mikey has been through a million different iterations. Does he still sell like the blonde blur stuff, or is he just going with the supersonic?
So he has the NASCAR logo sticker. He has like this other cartoony sticker. And then he has the like Sonic style hat on the dad hat, the Sonic logo, and then a bunch of promo photos. So he goes by Supersonic now and not by anything else. It's strictly Supersonic when he gets announced. So, but there's nothing like branding wise yet for that. There's stuff in the works with Gorilla Press, but
nice.
Yeah, to answer your question about most of them baby fake kind of merch. Some of the heels weren't. You get a few heels that are just like, I'm a heel, why am I selling merch?
Right.
That doesn't work anymore. God damn it!
Because people cheer the heels and want to buy your shit.
Yeah, that shit.
That's the answer to that.
You know, Bishop once said that to me when he was like his real bad guy phase with Wes, and I was like, "You got any shirts or shit I can buy from you?" He's like, "No, I have a whatever that cafe press site." He's like, "But I don't sell merch. I'm the heel." I'm like, "You can't. That doesn't make sense." I'm like, "Don't do that. Sell some shit."
Yeah, in the 80s, even the early 90s, okay. Once the NWO got over and sold a billion goddamn shirts.
Yeah, that was all it took. I mean, honestly, you got to sell stuff. You got to be out there and you got to be selling. I don't care if you're a heel or face, sell that shit, put it down, sell it. But even Clark Connors, he was and Gabe Kidd were bad guys. They were that, by the way, that I wanted to buy. They had a New Japan track jacket, and I went into the merch place to get it. And so they weren't selling them at first. So I went in there and I saw it. I'm like, okay, when they come back in, and by the time I got back in, somebody already bought it. I was fucking furious. You know me and track jackets, something light to wear to work.
You should have just stood there until they came back. Like, I'm not moving. That's mine. I'm keeping an eye on it.
Yes. Next time, I'll learn my lesson next time. Definitely.
I did talk to Gorilla Press about doing track jackets. He's not. He said he'll look into it, but it's not something that he could easily do. So.
He could get a cricket, one of those cricket things, and we can supply him 3 track jackets so we can have them for our show.
I told him, I was like, JGold just really wants IW Guide track jackets. Like,
dude, I would never take that shit off. If I had an IW Guide track, I wear the hoodie now every day. If I had an indie wrestling guy track jacket, that would be all you'd see me in. I'd be track jacket guy. You'd see me at everything. You'd be like, there he is again, track jacket guy. Will, I know you're listening. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Let's get it done, my friend.
All right. The show begins with your commentary team, Jem Fair and Vanna Scott, running down the card. Go to a pre-taped interview where Jem is interviewing Mikey Montgomery regarding his quest for the Enjoy Championship and its match coming up with Tony Deppen. But before we can get that match to start, Billy Dixon comes out, cuts a promo, upset that Mikey had a match when he beat Mikey at the previous show, and says it's only because Mikey is sleeping with the commissioner. I mean, Mikey isn't sleeping with the commissioner, so maybe there's some truth to that. I'm not going to argue one way or another.
I was going to say it's true. It's not like he's speaking out of turn.
Yeah. I don't know if that's why he got the match, but the rest of that statement's true. So.
Right.
But Billy Dixon says that he is good at doing commentary, so he could join commentary for our opening contest, which is Tony Deppen against Mikey Montgomery.
And he called them 2.5 them.
2.5 thems. Yeah,
which was fucking gold. Shout out Billy Dixon for that. It popped me huge. I cackled when I heard it. That was good. That was real fucking good.
I like him on commentary. I felt this promo went it went like 3 minutes too long for me. Otherwise, I liked him on commentary a ton.
the live crowd work is really hard to do there. Like even when like we'll get into like when Ziggy came out and stuff like that post match, it's hard to like. I think they have like, I don't know how they're like getting the notes or how they're doing it for their people, but like it seems like it's hard to get the point across. It felt like it was all over the place. So.
Yeah.
Billy Dixon was fantastic on commentary here. Yeah, heel enough to stay in character, but enough honesty to where he's calling the match, and you could tell he was actually like enjoying the match too.
Right.
I like the balance he showed with that. So great job. I'm slowly but surely becoming a Billy Dixon fan, and that's scaring me if we're being honest about it.
I was just going to say that. I can't believe I was complimenting him, but God bless you, Billy. You're getting us slowly but surely.
Right. He's watch by the end of the year we'll have him on the podcast, and it'll be whole world.
You know what?
Exploding.
It's all I want now at this point. I think we have to get that done. It is all I want.
Enjoy. I know you guys listen. Let's make that happen this year.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, great way to open the show here. At the show when I found out they were opening with it, I'm like, this is my main event. Like,
right? Yeah, we were like, oh, so we're here to see our champion, Mikey Montgomery, wrestle Tony Deppen. What are we gonna do for the rest of the show? We had a good time. There's a lot of great stuff on here. Don't get me wrong, but when they started with this, I was like, oh boy, this is.
This was both the best way and the worst way to open the show, and I'll explain what I mean by that. It is the best way to open the show because the crowd is going to be hot at the end of it because it's going to be an absolute banger. Mm-hmm. It's the worst way to open the show because what else on the card was really going to top it? There's one match that came close that we'll talk about when we get there, and at least in my opinion. I mean, it's so hard to follow something like this. So yeah, this was
no doubt
fantastic.
I agree, and when we get to like the last 3/4 of this show, I was asking for more Mikey, like a Mikey match, like in there instead of here. Like, but Tony Deppen's a professional, like just an absolute pro. So he could not have asked for something better than that.
Yeah, but it was Mikey getting a win, getting the pin with a rolling Death Valley driver
after a top rope suplex, very tippy top rope suplex. Picked him back up, hit the Blu-ray driver, 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm. Great match.
After the match, Billy Dixon attacked Mikey and laid him out. Gigi Heim comes out because she got her referee's license, so she'll be the special guest referee for the main event to try to keep Billy Dixon in check. And she knows that Billy will be out there in Sonny Kick's corner. Did not make camera, thank God, but in the building, Billy Dixon, if he was going to the back, mooned the crowd. I did not need to see that.
He did do that. It did make the crowd, but they covered it up. Yeah, they covered it up. It
was blurred, but yeah, you definitely did it. And they mentioned on commentary that they could see it on the camera that they're like on the TV that's right in front of them, so they saw both sides of it.
Yeah. Poor Veda and Jem. I'm sorry. Get a couple of pre-taped interviews in the back. Jem interviewing the Runway, and then interviewing the Kings of the District about their match because that match is next.
By the way, the Runway, Tyler Klein, my favorite members of the Enjoy roster. Those two. Tyler Klein might be my favorite member of the Enjoy roster. I'm just going to say that. Always has been. That team is the pinnacle of what that area needs as far as their tag teams, what that show needs. Those guys just put in work. I just like them very much.
It is really odd after following the history of Enjoy to see the Runway being the babyface in a match.
Yes.
And they played it well, and they played it very well. They're very good at that role. It's just weird, especially since they were still kind of playing heel at the last show, even though they were kind of playing face with Greek and Dango at the show before that. No, but
they're just that over with the crowd. They slowly turned. It was like there was nothing you could do. They're that over.
They are that over. Yes, they are. And I like how they never have the same gear twice. It's great.
Well, you got the fashionista professional wrestling on the team. They better not have the same gear. They got to be coordinated and up with the latest trend.
But every time it's something different. When they went against the production and they had that match where they were beating each other, whatever that was called, the fashionista brawl or whatever, they look completely different. When they do something else, they look completely different. When they wrestle Kings of the District, I just love how they just work. It just works. I love it.
Fun little tag team match here. Again, the dynamic of the Runway being a baby faces, especially against Kings of the District, really worked really well.
Mm-hmm.
We got some shenanigans to get the victory here. Elo Neal taking out Calvin Klein with a pair of brass knuckles.
I'm not a huge Kings of the District fan. Like, just not. But I like what they offer in Joy. They when they come out, they're taken seriously, as opposed to like I don't always the only time I take Jordan Blade seriously was when I saw her in Paradigm, just whooping people, like the physicality in Paradigm. It doesn't always transfer over for me in Enjoy for her. So
Kings of the District getting the win after pinning Kevin Couture with a double team. And then we got some more interaction with Darius Carter and Kings of the District after match, playing off what they've been building. And then we get a pre-taped promo from Fungus Books and Records where the fourth line is looking for stuff, and Nick Wilde happens to be there while they're talking about the match, which leads into a fight and a very good record getting broken over Nick Wilde had. I hope they paid Fungus for that record. Pigment was fun.
By the way, it felt like it either felt like, what was that movie? Butters, help me out. What was that 90s movie that took place in the record shop? Or
Empire Records.
Empire Records. Thank you, JHawk. I'm sorry. And a little bit of Jay and Silent Bob mixed in for those two, the fourth line.
But the match in question is a six-man tag. Jack Pollock, Nick Wilde, and Junie Underwood against the fourth line and amateur wrestler Rick.
I was waiting for Junie to get in. Butters and I have talked about, and he's brought it up in our chats, how amazing Junie has been. So yes, that guy. I was waiting for him to come in the whole match. I'm not always sold on a lot of the 880 as far as, what they're doing. I am more interested. I like it ever since Nick's was on, I'm like more interested in his career. I like to see him kind of flourish. Junie also, but this was one of those 880 matches. I'm going to say it one time just because it has to be put out there. No more 880 showcase matches. They need to wrestle other people. That's what I'm saying. No more showcases. Go in there and wrestle somebody that's on the card, that's in the building.
Yeah, but you can see what the improvement Nick Wilde has made over the last year or so, the improvement Junie Underwood's made over the last year or so, just how important getting reps in for people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, yes, they're wrestling the same people all the time because it's the nature of 880, but just getting to work every week, you're getting better.
Yeah, but I want to see them. Do more. Like I need to see them do more.
And I think you will at the next show. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So near the end, Junie Underwood goes to try to tag out to Jack Pollock, but Pollock hops off the apron, flips him off, walks back to the locker room. Junie actually does pretty well for himself after that with both members of the fourth line, but they double team him, and then all three cover him for the pin. Remember Pollock walking out, because it does kind of come into play a little bit later on.
Which I thought was cool. Yeah.
We do get a pre-tape promo from Gianni Michael Enrico. Okay, and he had the chance to challenge for whatever match he wanted for the show, and everybody questioned why he didn't want to go for the title. And he's like, "Well, the title match will come, but a match with MV Young is personal, so that's why he chose that match."
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I'm okay with that.
Yep,
that's logical.
Was there a reason why Enrique had to wrestle MV? Was there a match originally scheduled that got moved or no?
No.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
No, that was the story the entire time. Johnny could pick whatever match he wanted, and he wanted MV.
I like the way he looks. Out of all the 880 students, he looks the most TV ready. He just has the look, the gear, like the moves. Like I like the way he carries himself.
And then we get a pre-taped interview where Jem is interviewing MV Young, and MV Young thinking going to have Jimmy jaw wired shut. That does lead into the match. Gianni Michael Enrico against MV Young. Really good matchup. I enjoyed this quite a bit. Thoughts on the body of the match before we go into the finish?
I mean, any MV Young match, he is going to throw himself all over the place. It's all power moves. There's not a whole lot of finesse in any MV Young match, so it was exactly like I thought it was going to be. And that's not a bad thing. That's just what I think of MV Young matches.
Yeah, I mean, this is, supposed to be a little bit of a blood feud. These two have been kind of going at it, and then you got the added ending. Just makes it all the more personal, so.
Yep.
Okay, that ending is referee gets knocked down late in the match. MV hits a jackhammer, go for the cover. There's no referee. And while he's working on trying to wake referee George Rock up, Jack Pollock comes from the back, levels Young with a chair, knocks him cold. Young falls into the top rope, just leaning over the top rope for like a minute, which is fantastic. Pollock wakes up the referee. GME locks in a sleeper, and because MV is out cold, referee stops the match.
I was going to say the Levels is doing a lot of work there, JHawk. he just kind of, hey, tossed it to him. If you're going to do one of those, you got to make it. It's got to look better. I'm going to just say that, guys. If we're going to do a chair shot that's supposed to knock out a guy the size of MV Young, you better make that chair shot count. And it didn't do it for me.
Not enough CTE on that.
That's correct. At least he threw it at him. You have time to put your hand up. Throw it at him. Just lay it in there. We've said this before. Get your shit in. Lay it in. Like, make it work, because it came off a little weak for me. A lot weak.
I thought it looked pretty good myself, but
okay.
I mean, it is what it is.
To each his own.
After the match, Pollock grabbed the mic and said MV Young's been calling himself the King of Pittsburgh, but he disappeared for a few years. He went to New York while Pollock was working the area the entire time. Yeah, he's been the man everywhere in Pittsburgh. He challenged Young to a match for March 8th, saying Pittsburgh is not big enough for both of them. And then they play MV music after the promo, even though he's still knocked down cold.
Well, that's how you wake him up. That's how it woke up. When he hears his music, he wakes him up. You probably didn't also see that he was over there when he woke up. He started doing push-ups because he thought he was getting out to the ring. He had to do his push-ups to get ready to go out.
Okay, looks like Tommy Dreamer pouring a beer over Carmen with Carmen cow cold.
Yes.
How many push-ups does MV do before a match? 2,000? What was it?
4,000 plus.
At least, yes.
At least.
Yeah. Wouldn't that have been so good if when Jack Pollock bumped him, it was MV still in the midst of his push-ups? He pushes. It's so good. Why are you interrupting my 4,000 push-ups before I go out there? God damn it!
Yeah. We're sorry this match cannot happen. Jack Pollock just laid out him beyond during the pre-match warm-ups.
During his warm-ups, the guy's trying to get his 4,000 push-ups in.
Enjoy. Let me pitch something to you because I know you're listening again.
Right.
Let me go backstage with a roving GoPro. We can get footage for the Patreon. And when MV is going to have his match against Jack Pollock, the loser leaves Pittsburgh match, we can make sure that MV is doing all his push-ups, and when I can actually stand there with the GoPro and count, make sure he hits his 4,000 plus before he gets out there, that we know he's ready.
We have to make sure we count all 4,000. That's just what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, it's a GoPro backstage. It's a move. Let's do it.
Well, for what it's worth, enjoy advertising that match as career versus career. So.
Yeah, loser leaves Pittsburgh, career versus career. Whoever loses Pittsburgh. Bye-bye forever.
Do you have to move out of the city? Like, you can't live there anymore either?
You have to go sleep in JHawk's sex dungeon basement for a year at least.
Well, that part's not true, but if the stipulation's Luke could be Pittsburgh, I would be taking a dive in a heartbeat. That's all right.
Wow.
Throwing shots at Pittsburgh from the Ohio River.
JHawk, you're supposed to be going with me to that show. I don't know if I'm going to have to leave you in Pittsburgh, brother. I don't know, man.
He is throwing shots, just catching strays from JHawk.
Everybody knows I'm a Cleveland guy and I'm busting balls.
Me too. I am definitely not a Pittsburgh guy. Yuck.
All right, we get in. We do get an interview backstage with Holiday about her match with Darius Carter, and that is the next match. Holiday against Mr. Darius Carter, the Allfather. Love
the nickname. I love it. I love the Allfather as the nickname, and he carries himself very well. Holiday's been around forever, right, JHawk?
Yeah.
Chikara too, right? She's Chikara?
Yeah, let me see if I can verify how long Cage Match had her first match, and actually not as far back as I thought, 2013, according to Cage Match.
That's still 12
years.
Yeah, that's still a long time to be in the business since 2013. I feel like Holiday definitely was Chikara, though, right?
I'm looking.
No? I always thought that gimmick was a Chikara gimmick. I'm probably, if I'm wrong.
No, I don't. I've gone up to 2017, and I don't see any Chikara yet, anyway.
No, I dig it. Then I'm wrong. I always associated her with the Sea Stars.
Yeah, if she would, she may have been there, but it's not she wasn't there full time or anything like that. She did come ROH.
Mm-hmm.
Hood Slam, I see here. Shine, Impact a little bit. Yeah. If she did Shotgun Shikara, she did a handful. She wasn't full time by any means. Yeah, right. I'm not seeing any, at least in the results I have on Cage Match.
Good match though. I love Darius Carter's intro. I love the gimmick. I love how he carries himself. He's a really good independent wrestler. Always has been. No issues on this one. Nothing jumped out at me though. I will say that nothing jumped out at me in this match. And not a whole lot jumped out at me in the 880 match. So I would say the first one, Mikey and Tony Deppen, is still my top of the line right there as we go.
I felt this match was a little too long personally, but
yeah, but nothing jumped out. Like, it wasn't remarkable in any way. It got the story over. That was about it, you know?
Yeah, match was fine. I agree. Maybe been a few minutes too long. I've got just under 15 for it. They could have tightened it down to 10 to 12. I think it would work better. But match was fine. It's not. I was okay with it.
All right.
But it was the Allfather getting the pin. I don't know what he calls that finisher. It's like a Cobra clutch into a stroke. I don't know what he calls it, but
yeah.
And after the match, King of the District come out. We get a 3-on-1 beatdown, including the pulmonizing of Holodeck ankle between a chair.
You know what? Give the Kings of the District some personality. Connect them with Darius Carter. I have no issues with that.
That's
it freshens them up.
What they've done from last episode or from last show to this one. They're now together as a 6-man team, or 6-person team. So I wonder who they could face at the next Enjoy show.
Has not been announced yet.
Okay,
from there we get a pre-tape promo from TME. They're talking about their matches they've had in the past with Wave and Pearl, how they've each team won matches against each other. This will be the first one for the Enjoy Tag Team title, and TME was allowed to pick their opponent and wanted Waves and Curls. And that I like
Waves and Curls. I they're fun, but another one I didn't feel the same energy as I didn't feel it there. I like them. They did their best, but
Yeah, now this was the match that I would say came really close, topping Mikey and Deppen for me. And this might be another one. Maybe it went a couple minutes too long, maybe a couple too many false finishes near the end. But I enjoyed this one a lot.
Okay, I mean, in my mind, nobody should beat TME. They're just monsters. So every time they go up against the team, I'm like, nah, not these guys. Nah, not these guys.
When I announce when I tell you their match for next month, if you don't already know it, you might think a little differently. But thoughts on the match before I do that, Butter?
Really good tag team match. This was definitely up there. I would say it's probably my second favorite match of the show as well. When we were there live, the crowd was just all over with it, and it was really fun to watch with a live crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just doesn't come through on the TV. When I watched it back, it didn't come through on the TV.
But it was TME getting the win, retaining the championship, and their next defense, March 8th, Violence is Forever. That is going to be fantastic. Cannot wait for that one.
Oh, that's dope, because Violence is Forever is going to be at Enjoy on the 8th, and then ETU against what are they called? I forgot their names. Our Gabriel Sky and our guest next week. They're going in the first round of the ETU tag tournament against them. So, above the rest. I'm sorry, that's them. So, goddamn, that's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, you think Violence is Forever had a shot against TME, or TME still unbeatable in your eye?
Different, a whole new world. I'm talking about most of these Enjoy teams don't belong in there with TME. I'm a whole new world when you get Violence is Forever in anywhere. As soon as you say their name, everything changes. You know that. Everything changes as soon as they come in. So, God bless them. That's going to be a hell of a match.
We're getting ready now for the main event. We have a backstage interview with Billy Dixon and Sonny Kiss regarding the match with Max the Impaler. Billy said that Max the Impaler was built in a lab on Techwood Drive in Atlanta. For those of you who don't know, that's where the old WCW TV show was filmed before they went to center stage. Sonny Kiss had named her new boob, in which Billy Dixon said were his kids. Fucking fantastic all the way around.
What were the names of her boobs?
I did not type that down. I don't.
We'll find out. We'll edit in post.
What fucking good are you if you didn't fucking write that down?
I was shocked that she named them. I didn't go back to it.
What is wrong with you?
Listen, I think we'll add that in post. We'll figure it out. Out of nowhere, you'll just hear someone's voice come in.
No, you won't. You're just going to hear me berate JHawk for not fucking writing it down.
You didn't exactly jump out and tell me what they are either, Butter. No, I don't want to fucking hear it.
I know what they are. I know what they are.
What are they? Then you tell me.
I'm telling you shit.
The fuck?
Because I paid attention.
All right. Well, I say the promo edit leading up to this was great. I think the match was a mess. to be honest. It was a mess.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it here. It is the Enjoy title. Special referee Giggy High, Max the Impaler taking on the champion Sunny Kiss, Billy Dixon at ringside. Part of this is the fact that it has to go on last because it's the title match. It has to go on last because it's the main event. There's so much on the show before we get to this main event that what can they do that you haven't seen? That is a large part of it. I don't think the match was bad necessarily, but there was so much good stuff before that, including the tag match right before that. There's nothing left at that point.
I thought it was a mess. I thought between Ziggy being the ref and you have Billy Dixon outside and he gets caught 100 times doing something and she doesn't throw him out and Max is getting tossed all over the place. I thought Max went under the ring at one point. Like, they tossed Max all over the place. Sonny caught Ziggy with that kick that she does. That was sick. Caught Max with the same kick. Billy Dixon with the hand slap. Like, there was just too much in the match. I'm not like running the match down. It was just too much. It was just a mess.
Jgolds says it was overbooked.
It was overbooked.
You overbooked the main event.
Correct. Good. That's the word, Butters. I don't always have it, so I'm glad you're a wordsmith. Yes, it was overbooked.
And I'm not actually necessarily disagreeing with that point.
Yeah.
We get the finish where Giggy is finally tired of Billy Dixon's shit and goes to eject him, but she immediately gets caught with that kick of Sunny Kickens and goes down. And Billy has not had a chance to go to the back yet.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's some double teaming after Max gets the visual pin. Billy Dixon comes in to interfere. We get that kick from Sunny. And even though Giggy Haim is still unconscious, Billy Dixon grabs her, pulls her arm up and down 3 times for the pin. And Butters and I were talking about this live at the show. It's not even necessarily that it's a bad finish because it's not. It's because the finish has been done before. But first off, we just called a 3-on-1 beatdown 2 matches before this with King of the District and Darius Carter with Holodead. But felt like more of the same to me. And then you mean to tell me, okay, even if I factor in that Mikey got beat up after his match and maybe he couldn't come out, there's not one babyface in the back that wants to make sure that the fucking commissioner is okay? Nobody came out to help out with that? Like, not even to check on Giggy after the match?
Yeah, I don't get it. That's what I mean, overbooked. And you leave the commissioner, who is the referee for the title match, unconscious. You don't even send self-proclaimed best referee in the world, Nick Shin, out there to do something. So I don't understand I just wasn't understanding. It was just too much going on. Too many unanswered questions.
Too much, but not enough. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, there was a lot going on, but there should have been more to counteract what was going on, and that wasn't there.
Yes.
So it was too much, but not enough.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yep. If you're going to tell such an intricate story, you better have, things to fill in the gaps. So,
and what's really hard too but that's the thing with indie wrestling, like, you could specifically have something laid out so intricately and have all these plans, and you go and you rehearse it before call time, like before showtime, and it goes off fine, and then you go to do it again and it falls apart. And it's very possible it could have been something like that, just as easy as that, because I've seen it happen at other shows where you walk through it, everything hits as you're walking through it, everything makes sense, and then it goes to showtime, and then it doesn't happen the way it's supposed to, and it's like, so you could just see on like the promoters' faces, like, it's like, God damn it, this was supposed to be so good, and now it's not.
Right.
So I totally get it. I can't as 100% fault them. I'm seeing that other side of it now, so I'm kind of like, I could bitch about it, but at the same time, like, who knows? Like, there could have been some slip ups there.
I get it. But I'm looking at it strictly from a fan watching it. That's just my opinion. Yeah.
And I've been on both sides of it enough. Like, I've been involved with booking meetings just enough that I think in these type of terms, but I also don't claim to be a booker either. No, I'm not, and I don't know where the plan is from here. So it's like, I don't want to shit on it too much without knowing what the next step is.
Right.
Yeah. But live, it didn't come off the way I think they wanted it to. But after the match, Billy Dixon said the show's not over, and he's talking about how he helped Sunny Kiss retain the championship. He bought the boob. And now he loves Sunny Kiss. He loves the Enjoy title, and he proposed his marriage. Sunny says yes. They played Going to the Chapel over the PA. Go prop to Billy for making sure the sound guy was queued up on what he was going to do. I doubt very highly that this happens to be on a playlist.
I don't know. That was a pretty solid playlist they had going there. We were jamming.
That is true. I mean, yeah, maybe it was, but you can kind of see certain things that Billy can say and look, and he keeps giving them. There may be teasing something there. Maybe the wedding is not gonna go off without a hitch.
I don't know. You have
what wedding ever goes off?
What wrestling wedding ever goes off?
Wedding in general?
That is fair.
But you'll have to show up to Dearly Beloved to find out.
Yep.
So what is our final verdict, guys?
It is it's interesting. I have not enjoyed Enjoy's last two offerings as much as I liked several from last year. I'm going with 3.25 stars.
I am going with 4 wedding proposals out of 5. I thought most of it was pretty well done. I can pick apart the main event on Blue in the Fake. That's really what brings this down. But great show overall. Fantastic magic on it. Go out of your way to watch Mikey and Tony Deppen if you haven't.
Definitely. That was worth all 3 stars that I gave it. So
I would give it 3.75 smooches out of 5.
Smooches. But my star rating has way more value than Meltzer's. So let's just make it let's just call it as it is.
Has way more star value and value than Meltzer's to you.
Right.
To anybody else, no.
No, but to me.
Just to you.
Dave Meltzer just gave this review -3 stars because you said that, JGold, throwing that out there.
Dave Meltzer doesn't put together critiques as well as I do. He just can't do it. It's all right. Good luck, son. Good luck.
Dave Meltzer can suck on my Tokyo Dome. Oh,
Tokyo Dome. Yes.
And he'll give you 7 stars for that, Butters.
And it's going to go an hour and a half.
Plugs.
Let's wrap this up.
Let's go. We get into ETU month next week. Plugs.
Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok at JHawk, Instagram at JHawk1539. I will be in attendance for Enjoy Get Warmer. Next actual booking is March 14th at the Vortex, Neo Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, you'll be reffing Mikey versus Cheeseburger.
Nice.
That's going to be so much fun.
You're going to be up and down trying to count pins nonstop. I guarantee it.
And hopefully my knee holds out. It's not been doing good the last couple of shows.
Brace it up, man. Get some knee pads and brace it up.
Well, I wear knee pads. I wear knee pads all the time. I wear a knee brace on the other knee already. I'm going to get another knee brace.
It's like Stone Cold with knee braces.
I was going to say,
get that point.
Yeah, get one of those Tommy Coppers. Throw that shit over it.
Did you ever see the boy with braces on his legs before? Oh, he's going to be like fucking Young Forrest. I can't wait. Fucking walking backstage, his legs just kicking out as he tries to run.
if I get to the point that I've got to wear the really visible knee brace, and I'm done. I'm just throwing that out there.
Mama says they're my special shoes.
And do follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. But when the early access for 2K25 drops on March 7th, I've got PTO already set up for it. I'll probably be streaming that most of the day.
And he's going to be bitching about everything being locked on the island, so be prepared.
No, yeah, I already hate that because it's fucking with the people with the fucking community creation bullshit. So
Charlie_Butters on Instagram and Twitter, X, whatever, and Blue Sky. I don't have anything going on. Just working on some new merch for IW Guide in the form of trading cards. So look for those soon. That's all I got.
And look out for the special pack. It's the 3 of us, and they're all nudes. So I
promise you, I will never make a JGold trading card.
Fuck, come on.
I will never ever. I'm making a JHawk one. I will not make a JGold one.
I might be the first person in the world to get a rookie card at 46 years old.
I want a card. I want a card like this and me in front of the microphone like this. This
I'm going to replace that microphone with something else. And then I'll make that a card. Yeah.
Well, shit. If you want a trading card of me, you can tweet out at IW Guide 1. Please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to us.
You better message the Struggles and beg him to make a card for you from ETU.
Shit, you can find me on the Twitter and on the Instagram at JGold12. Rate, review, and subscribe, as I said. IW Guide 1 on Twitter, IW Guide on Blue Sky, patreon.com/IW Guide. Don't forget about the merch store over at Brainbuster Tees. Don't forget about the merch over at Gorilla Press Apparel, our pal Will. I don't know if this code still works, but you could try it anyway, IWGP24. Use the code at checkout when you buy 2 or more items for $20 off your entire order. Check out our podcast friends, the Main Event Wrestling Network. Let's help them get to 1,000 followers. Get us to 1,000 followers first, fellas, will you? Shit. And then listen to the Wrestling Junkies and On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. Check out the Great Brown Hope. Check out Tino's Time. There's a bunch of guys. They're all doing great stuff on there. At Odds with Wrestling, the card is going to change. Super fantastic podcast. And Marks with Mikes. Our other friends, Time Capsule Toys, Toy Hio, Rubber City Toys, Neo Pro Wrestling, and Pally's Beef Jerky, our very own pal, Kaplan. That's what I got for this week. Glad to be back.
Sorry to all those people that we didn't talk about last week at the end of the show because I was lazy and didn't feel like editing it in. And especially to Will, who deserves to have his stuff mentioned because he's helped out tremendously. And I was just lazy and couldn't remember Main Event Network or, Gorilla Press Clothing because I was so tired at the end of that interview because it was after 10 o'clock when we finished. So we were up late.
Yeah, Will just helped me make an IW Guide referee shirt for IW Guide title matches when I'm,
at Dio Pro,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get a cricket, Will. You can make all sorts of shit. I think it's called a cricket. I know that Bagelmonger and his wife, they make all the ETU stuff. I have an ETU golf shirt, by the way. So they are usable. They are doable. So we'll talk. I said we'll talk. I want a JGold trading card too.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm planning on going to Cauliflower Alley this year, and that IW Guide ref shirt can work in just a walk-around polo too. I'll probably be wearing it at least one day.
That's dope.
Just for free advertising. So.
Life's short. Watch more indie wrestling.
Later.
See ya.
Don't forget to review and subscribe wherever you listen to us. Find us online at Facebook and Instagram at The Indie Wrestling Guide. And on X or Twitter at IW Guide 1.